welcome to the video. It's week 51, don't you know? Wow, I can't believe I've made it almost to a full year in the van. Goodness me. We are here in Wakefield, pulled up by the canal park up. I don't like to give out too many details other than that. If you know where it is, that's fine. But I don't like to give out too many details about park ups because we end up oversharing, don't we? And things get overused. So forgive me for that. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, I put a video out yesterday, put it up. Now, I had difficulty loading the video up and it took a long time. It didn't get uploaded till about midnight or so last night. So if you haven't seen it, please don't go back and have a look. In that video, I'll give you a bit of a, shall we say, unusual or alternative perspective of a van tour sort of thing. You know, I'm not going to say anything more about it. Just go take a look. Now, that van tour is not at the start of the video. It's kind of in the middle of the video, so you need to watch the whole thing to get to it. Okay, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Please do think about going back and having a little look. Today I am simply having the week in Wakefield. This is a working week kind of video. I hope to show you how I set my equipment up, how I power my equipment, and the pros and cons of working online and the pros and cons of some of the equipment that I've got. And I'm going to stretch this out over the period of the week sort of thing, but put it in one shorter video. Don't worry, it's not going to be an epically long video or anything like that. So please do stay tuned at the end for when I summarise pros and cons of being a digital nomad, and also the pros and cons of some of the kit that I've got. Bearing in mind, like most of you, I'm on a very limited budget. I am not sponsored in any way, so I don't get free stuff sent to me or anything like that. Everything I've got, I've bought myself. So I'm free to give you an open and honest opinion about it. It's 7 AM, it's 5 degrees, so it's not freezing cold. It's chilly, but it's not freezing cold. And yeah, we're going to get going now. Chosen spot for work today. Curtain's falling down again. It's always doing that. I'll just sort that out at some point. But anyway, I didn't go to where I went in the last video, which was Pugneys Country Park, I think it's called, here in Wakefield. I'm now in Asda instead. I'll spin you around. I'm at the very furthest car parking spot that I can get, right in the corner, out of the way from people. Because look at that sky. There is little to no chance of getting solar power today of any kind of impactful description. So I decided straight away to just opt for this particular spot because I'm not going to spend £4 to park in Pugneys all day so I can get my solar panel out and then not be able to get it out. That doesn't make any sense. But here I am at Asda, where there are toilets, there's a Costa coffee, and you know, that sort of thing. So it seemed if I'm going to sit without solar power and have to run my engine, because I will have to run my engine to charge my devices today, then this seems to be the best choice to do it. Now, on days like this, when I run low on power, at the end of the day, I have to bag up my devices, take them to McDonald's or something, and charge them up underneath the table at McDonald's. So yeah, that's the downside of being in the UK weather. The weather's unpredictable. You've got limited sunshine, limited opportunity to access solar, but when you can access it, it's brilliant. It's really, really good. So I don't regret getting the solar panel at all. But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, let's get this day started, and we'll get everything set up. Now, just before I get started, just take a little look at this that I have to put up with. So this is my front passenger seats, my double seat here. And you can see there's a little solar panel there, there's a solar panel here, there's bags down there and stuff like this. So there's all sorts over here, because you know, this is a micro camper. You've got to use every inch of space. So that is, I would say, con number one. All right, a negative number one, lack of space. We'll do a list as we go if I can work out how to do it. The other thing is pro number one, size of vehicle, in terms of accessibility, where it can go, where it can park, where it can access. Set up, it's really a good idea to have some food, some breakfast and something to drink, right, for our days of work. But This is the first problem I come across that's a bit of a real bind, or con number 2 if you like. I forget what number we're on, but anyway, here we go. Use the hob to make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, which I can. I've got to let it cool down before I can put anything on top. That's my work surface for work, so I can't wait that long. So I'm going to use the electric kettle. I'm going to plug it into the Ecoflow down there, which I just have done. There's a button at the front that I had to press to switch it on. And now I've got to go around the other side through the opposite sliding door here. I'm going to press this button here to turn like the inverter on. You'll hear it beep. There you go. And it's on. Yeah, it's just absolutely throwing it down, and you need to plug something in and use that inverter. That's a real bind. Now, the story behind that inverter, so power bank I should say, let me move these things out of the way, is I bought the wrong one. I bought it without any research. I thought it would be very much like just all the other Ecoflows that they do, and you can just operate it all fully from the app, and that's not the case. So I found out, and yeah, wasn't happy about that. So I phoned up Ecoflow and I said, well look, I made the assumption, because you keep going on about this app all the time on your website and with your devices, but I can't get it to connect. And then their response was, not compatible. Not compatible. Yes. So you can't operate it on the app. That's the the Delta One. The Delta One. So you get what you pay for. I paid cheap, I got cheap. And also I feel that probably the Delta 2 is a better unit all round. I think it charges up quicker. I think you probably can charge it on the 12 volts. The Delta 1 you cannot charge on the 12 volts. Well, I can't anyway. So because of the nature of my job, I've got lots of equipment that I have to carry around. So this big bag kind of sits around my feet most of the time. But I'm going to get out the necessaries, then I'll show you what I've got. So I've got my laptop. I don't know, Doctor asked what type of laptop, but no idea. It's not mine, it's provided by the company that I work for. That's all of this was, apart from that monitor. Okay, the drawing board for drawing and writing on the whiteboard. Okay, Bluetooth mouse. A separate monitor. I also have a separate camera. I think I need that second camera today, so I'm not going to plug that in. But of course you can imagine the power draw that the Bluetti 600 watt is then under. Yeah, which is why I have to keep running the engine a little bit on the van to charge it up through the day. I don't plug it into the Ecoflow because Ecoflow is harder to charge up. If the Ecoflow dies, I just can't, as I said, I can't plug it into 12 volt. There's no sunshine today, so I'll be in a bit of trouble, a bit of difficulty. So I use the Ecoflow as a backup, just in case for some reason I can't charge the Bluetti up. That makes sense. It's my emergency backup, and it's there for running bigger items such as microwaves and stuff. This monitor is brilliant. I bought it for 80 quid off Amazon, and it just requires one little lead from the laptop into the monitor, and it provides power and images and the whole shebang. Right guys, I cannot show you any further the setup there, but hopefully you're getting a little gist of what is going on. Okay, so the time is 9:47, 3 minutes next class, so I don't have much time to talk. But my Bluetti is approximately 75%. My laptop was near flat when I started this morning, okay, which is uncharacteristic for me, to be quite honest with you, but that's okay. My laptop is just saying it's got about 22 minutes to full charge, so I'm going to take that to be about 75% as well, okay. And I did run the engine until I charged up the Bluetti to maximum. I don't like it going below 70%, the Bluetti, during my working day, because of course it's really important to me to be able to work. Okay, so I'm going to run the engine again a little bit, and you can see what's happening now, right? You can see this cycle of having to run the engine when I don't really want to, but I keep looking out the window to see if there's any hopes and prayers of getting any kind of meaningful solar, and we can see there isn't, not really. I'll probably put in about between 10 and 20 watts if I ran the solar now, put it out, so it will pull some in, but not anywhere near enough to keep that that Bluetti charged up, okay, at all through the day. Okay, so, oh gosh, you can tell this is quite a noisy spot as well to be working. But when I'm in the van with the door shut, it kind of deadens quite a lot of the noise actually. So let me quickly demonstrate that. Boom. Okay. Right guys, I've got to go. Time. It's 10:35, it's my coffee break. I am going to put the kettle on in a minute. I have to go, remember, outside, switch the inverter on, and you know, all that faff and fuss. And what I'm thinking about doing is throwing the solar panel on the roof. Now my solar panel is a bifacial one, so it depends on sunlight kind of flowing straight through and kind of rebounding, I think. I don't know how it works, off the ground back up onto the underside of the solar panel in order to get maximum efficiency. I can't put the solar panel out here. I mean, this is a walkway. People are walking past my van, literally right there, constantly as I teach. I can't put that. And of course, I'm right in the middle of the car park here. And this is a very much used car park, not like some of the other car parks that I use. So I cannot put a solar panel out there. The only place I can do is put it on the roof, just lay it on the roof and feed a cable through. So I might have a little go at that just out of interest to see how much power it will bring in, okay, because I'm getting fed up of running the van already today. I'm not happy with it. My Ecoflow is at 85% right now. My laptop is almost at full charge, about 70%, so I've switched the laptop off from charging, so it's just charging the Ecoflow only. So yeah, this is the downside being a digital nomad, is you go through a lot of power. You can't underestimate your power consumption, for sure. So I'm going to throw the solar panel up. There we have it. The solar panel is resting on the roof. It's not fixed down in any way whatsoever. So I'm going to be careful with the wind and keep an eye on that, because I have had a solar panel blow off the roof before. This solar panel is an expensive one. I do not want the same thing to happen to this one. I've just shut that monitor down for a minute, and we can see it plugged into the Bluetti down here, okay, which is really cool. Now the Ecoflow does not come with that cable that you're looking at right now. Had to buy that separately. It's got like lots of multiple different types of connections for different devices, etc. So that's quite handy for me for the Ecoflow, for the Bluetti, sorry. Right, I'm going to check the app and see how much it's bringing in. Okay, so it's actually bringing in 20 watts or so, which is kind of what I anticipated, given, you know, it's only getting, well, minimal sunlight at all, and it's bifacial, so you're reducing its effectiveness by half as well. So, okay, I can live with that. I'm going to see how that quick screen break from work, and I'm knackered. The time is just coming up to 12 o'clock, so... not quite dinner time. And yeah, so the solar panel's going okay actually. I'm on 90 something percent of solar, despite how grey, cloudy and overcast it is. Looks like it's going to rain at some point, I think. And I haven't had anything plugged into it charging up apart from my phone. My phone's been charging up because that's how I get the internet. I tether wirelessly to my laptop for that, so it's important I keep my phone on charge pretty much all the day long. Yeah, so my laptop's not been on charge. It's kind of running very low. It's probably in about 20 to 25%, something like that at the moment. So I do need to now put that on charge, and that's going to kind of decimate. Well, it won't decimate it, but it will certainly draw quite a bit of power from the Eco again. And it's well after lunch now. It's 25 minutes to 2 in the afternoon. So of course this is where the sun starts to sink low in the sky in these spring weeks. We start to lose a little bit of power. However, okay, so here we go. Let's just take a little look. So I'm at 92%. I can't remember what was on before. I'd have to watch the video back for that. I think it was 82, 83, I don't know, something like that anyway. So I'm quite happy with the 10% or so that I've gained, roughly. Even just at 22 watts, you know, that's pretty good, I think, given the current weather conditions, to be fair. So I'm going to click on the AC now to charge up my laptop. There we go. It's quite a power hungry laptop. Let's see what that's going to draw. It'll be 100 watts or so, I think. Yeah, it's moving up towards 100. Yeah. There you go. Oh, okay. A little bit more than that, I guess. But it usually sort of takes that and then it'll settle down a little bit. It'll come back down from 100 watts to about 30, 40 watts or something like that after it's got kick-started and it's got it going, doing its thing. That's quite the result. So I don't have to run the engine anywhere near as much as I used to do. And I ran it this morning because I just made an assumption that was wrong. The assumption I made this morning was, look at the sky, it's bleak, it's dark, it's grey, I'm never going to get any solar at all. There's no point even put the solar panel out. And I also doubted that because it's a bifacial solar panel, I kind of doubted that if I laid it down flat on something, that it wouldn't really get anything at all anyway. And that turned out not to be the case, you know. So I'm quite happy with that. That's a good result. Right, my day is done and I am absolutely knackered. I don't mind saying it. I'm in Doncaster now. I've come away from Wakefield because I spent like 3 or 4 nights in the same spot, and that's never a good thing, right, to be in the same spot for so long. So I've come to my Toby Carvery spot here in Doncaster. And it's just got dark. It's about 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that. And I've got some tea on. The Ecoflow at the bottom there, which is at about 66%. And I'm watching something on Netflix, okay, which is my iPad's plugged into the Bluetti. I was really impressed with how the Bluetti handled the dull, not the Bluetti, sorry, the solar panel handled the dull day. And it kept me going. It didn't bring in a massive amount of power, don't get me wrong. It didn't bring in tons and tons of power, but it brought in enough to keep me going through the day, as dull and as grey as it was. So I was quite impressed with that. Tomorrow the weather forecast is said to be a little bit brighter, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. And I'll pop down towards the cemetery tomorrow if I can, and set up there for the day. But I'm actually knackered. I was going to do some more work tonight, but I'm so exhausted I'm not going to bother. I need an early night tonight, so I'm going to get some food, I'm going to watch some telly, have a chill, and then I'm going to welcome back. It's Tuesday morning, it's week 51, and I didn't realise it was this cold. It's quite warm in the van. The dashboard is telling me it's -4. What is going on with this weather, right? But yeah, take a look at this. Ice, and it's on the inside. All right, on the inside and on the outside. Well, I had no idea. I was quite toasty last night and I slept really well. So it's going to take a little while to de-ice and defrost the van, I feel, this morning. But that is exactly what we're doing now. Turn up the blower. And yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. My gosh, that was quite a shocker. Look at the frost. It's madness, isn't it? Total madness. And it's because it's still cold and clear skies, very little cloud cover, and I find that when there's little cloud cover it is colder. I'm just going to put this bed away. And with the battery running, on the engine running, it does retract a lot faster too. So what time is it? I don't think it's 7 o'clock, it's 6:30, thereabouts. So I'm glad I woke up a bit earlier. So here I am in my usual park up, because it's just a box standard car park. And it's always sort of fairly empty for most of the day, which is why I feel confident getting the solar panel out. And it's bringing in a fair bit of power. Remember, I wanted to do a test set up like this for the bifacial use versus on the roof. I wanted it on a nice similar day to yesterday. It's just a little bit hazy. The sun is fighting and it's low. Let's see if I can take you in here and take a little look at the display. let's see what's going on at the moment. Now, it's been plugged in for a little while, and it was on 49%, so it's gained almost 10% in, I would say, less than an hour. So I'm quite happy with that. Okay, it's going to take 4 to 5 hours to charge up to full, and I'm going to be here all day. So by the end of the day, I'm hoping this should be at 100%. I'm hoping we're going to draw in more watts as the day goes on. Okay, so it may take less than 4 or 5 hours. Okay. Bear in mind that's quite a chunk of a lithium battery, quite a lot of power to be drawn there. I think it's 1800 watts. I could be mistaken. I'm not quite sure actually. I think it's 1800 watts. It's the Delta. This is the original Delta, so you tell me if you know. So I think charging that up from below 50% up to full in a few hours just by power of the sun, I think is good. It's also obviously clearly good value for me. I don't have to run the engine to charge anything up then, and what have you. And then hopefully I'll have enough power time to unplug it. The solar power, unplug it into the Bluetti and keep the Bluetti topped up as well through the day, I hope, anyway. Okay, so it's lunchtime now and I cannot believe this weather. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's certainly warm enough to be in a jumper or even in a t-shirt, to be quite honest. And it's beautiful, isn't it? The sun is absolutely baking down. Solar panels bringing in about 150 to 160 watts roughly, on and off. Maybe a little bit less. Let's just take a look and see how it's going on the Ecoflow. So there we see, bringing in about 142 watts. I'm at 91%. 1 hour left remaining to 100% apparently. Started the day with less than 50%, and it's only about 20 past 12 now. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy, and given the temperatures this morning and the weather conditions this morning as well, you know, wow. I'm really pleased with this Ecoflow panel. I have had 200 watts or more out of that solar panel before in the past. I might need to tweak its alignment with the sun a little bit, I don't know. I'm no expert. But yeah, I'm super pleased with it. It's doing a really good job. So I reckon I'm going to be at 100% before too much longer, like say an hour or so. And then I'll be able to take it out and unplug the the Ecoflow, plug into the Bluetti. Well, the sun is still blazing away. It's now 2:20. It's my coffee break time. I'm spending it talking to you guys. Good grief, what's going on? I need a coffee, so I'll keep this brief. And now I've switched it over to the Ecoflow. The Ecoflow is pretty run down at the moment. It's on 17%. Apparently at this rate of charge, 123 watts, it's going to take 1.7 hours. That's about an hour and 42 minutes roughly. I've also put out this small solar panel with my small power bank charging up as well. So I'm hoping that we'll get some sort of charge in there. This thing takes ages to charge. 20,000 milliamps, but it takes a long time to charge, honestly. But that's a 20 watt like mini solar panel. So let's see how that goes. See if we can get something into it. Okay, still week 51 and it's Saturday morning. Only just, it's almost lunch. And I woke up this morning in Wakefield at my usual park up, which I won't reveal, and for obvious reasons. And I went down to the gym in the town centre and had a good workout. I'm knackered now. I had a bit of breakfast and I'm now outside my children's house, just waiting for them to be up and ready for the day to go do something. Yeah, I'm going to bring this video to an end here, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supported the channel so far with their comments, their thumbs up and their subscriptions. I do hope that does continue. I'm hoping to do something a little bit different as the warmer days and warmer weeks are here coming up, and we've got half term and the summer holidays and stuff looming. So maybe get out for a day or two, maybe go out and do some travel vlogs and that sort of thing. So please do make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Okay, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.